Welcome to this look at a new mod map on Farming Simulator 19 with me, MrSealyp. Bonjour, madame et monsieur, bienvenue au CHAZETS. This is Les CHAZETS. This is a new mod map to console. It had an update yesterday. Part of the update was console release and improved textures. This map is by SoModding, Quadrant 3300 and LS-ModTeamFrance. It will use 338.27 megabytes to download. We start off on the map, pretty much central. I do my map tours on New Farmer mode, and on New Farmer we start with this main farm here with field 1, field 16 and 18. All of this land here is part of the cow pasture, so we've got lots of grass as well, which is nice to be starting off with. On New Farmer, the slot count sits at 810 out of 1299. But we do start with a lot of machinery. I would say we've got enough machinery that you could run the farm and not have to buy anything. Or maybe not, that might be a bit of an overreach, but you'll see when we go through the equipment how much equipment you actually start with. It's not a huge map. There are quite a few sell points. I have had a quick whiz round just to familiarise myself with it. It's a very pretty map. There's some really nice features, nice landscape. Definitely different sections. We've got a railway that runs across the section down here, the bottom third. I haven't seen the train run along it yet. That's not to say that it won't. This happens quite a lot when you do map tours. I've spent ages going on different maps, and you spend ages and ages and ages, nothing happens. And you can bet your life the minute you turn it off would be, a minute later the train would have come along. So I don't know for certain. I haven't seen one yet. But the river that runs right the way across is a few bridges. It's a really, really very nice map. So we'll crack through. Oh no, field prices. Let's look at field prices, shall we? Field prices are very good. They start from, some of them you got paired, not all of them. So you got like 63,000 there. I found a much cheaper one. There was one, might have been field 4, was it? No, that's in a pair as well. Might be 63, there we go. 37,000. So we got some small fields fairly cheap, up to some larger ones. 27 there for 228 grand. Field 35 for 267. Even the big fields aren't that expensive, not ridiculously expensive. We do have a lot of grass fields, and we do have a bit of forestry around here and there. Not a huge amount. There is a sawmill, but there is some forestry to do if you want to. Biogas plant down here, you have to buy to use it, as you do with most maps. That will set you back 184,416 to buy the biogas plant. Now, we do also have a farm up the top here. So at our main farm, we have sheep, cows and chickens. At this farm up here, this is a pig farm, but you need to buy the land to get the pig farm. I'll buy it now. I've got 100,000, so I'll buy it. So buy the land, and the pig symbol pops up there. So that's where the pig farm is. There are no horses on here as yet. These are all static. They're all in place. They're not sellable. Unfortunately, the same is to be said with the farmhouse as well. So if you decided you wanted to start somewhere else and have somewhere else as your farm, you can't actually move the sleep through the night trigger. I mean, it's not the end of the world, but it depends how you want to play your game. So, from here, we are facing, well, at the moment, that's north. Who says farming doesn't pay? Look, got a pole. How cool was that? So that's north. The rest you can work out from there. I always do it every time I say that's east. That's what, here's your sleep trigger at the farmhouse. Like I say, you can't remove that, unfortunately. And this is the yard for the main farm. And as you can see, we've got a fair bit of equipment. We'll run through that list in a moment. But right by our garden, we've got chickens. The feed trough's there. The egg box spawn point is there. And your trigger for buying, selling is just there. This will hold 100 chickens. If we move across the yard west, we've got the sheep pen building. It's got a really lovely feel to it. Like I say, these aren't movable, these aren't mods. There are no mods available on the map. Sometimes mappers will put in mods that are placeable specific to their map. There are no mods on this map at all. There are no custom crops either. It's the standard crop types. But this is your spawn point for wool pallets. The various different triggers for feed are dotted around. We'll get to that in just a second. Various different doors open. We kind of have haylofts, and some of these, they're not always easy to get to. There are sort of raised bits. Most of the, I think pretty much all the barns have got lighting and light switches. The light switches have this little glow around them, so they're very, very easy to find, which makes life much, much easier. So as we come in here, as you can see, feed trough is there. Actually, I thought that was the water trough. That's interesting. That's got feed in the bottom of it. That's not the shape I'm used to seeing. We do have a trough here. That could be the water one. Oh yeah, there goes water in that one. Just to confuse me. But the trigger for buying, selling, or loading and unloading your sheep is over this side. So you kind of come out the gates there, round the side here, and when you open that gate up, it's just there. This will hold 60 sheep. So if you like doing a lot of sheep, you might want to put another sheep pen, sheep pasture somewhere else. But there are some lovely features because there's little streams and rivers and various different things. But what I like about this, the cow pasture is one of those ones that goes under and out into the fields there. There's a road bridge a little bit further along as well with another bit that goes under, and the cows actually go under and out into the field, which is, like I say, it's got a very nice feel to the map. It's lovely. So we'll come round the back here. We've got a workshop trigger, and we've got the trailer there. That's the spout for the silo. So we have got a farm silo here. There is one over at the, was it the pigs? No. Up at this one. There's another farm up here which you can also buy, which is only 45,000 to buy that one. That's got a silo as well. The silo capacity is 100,000 litres here. Actually, I didn't check the one up there. I assume it's going to be the same. And this will hold your main grain types. It's not a multi-fruit silo or anything like that. You do start off with a few crops, not a huge amount, but you do start off with some. Right, so we go across the back here. We've got 2 bunker silos just here. And this is your cow shed, and like I say, the pasture goes out around the back. Your milk triggers here, you do start off with a water and milk tray. That's how much to be the water one, but anyway. More vehicles inside. Like I say, we've got a feed mixer. There's a straw blower, shredder for bedding. There's a load of equipment. Hence why the slot count is up at 810. If you come onto this map on Farm Manager or start from scratch, the slot count drops down to 631, but you don't have any machinery or land at all. Now obviously on Farm Manager you start with 1.25 million, and if you come on and start from scratch it's 500,000, isn't it? But you'll have no machinery. Some maps you still start with some, but on this one you don't. But the slot count does drop down significantly. Right, we can go down the side here. When we get to this end here, this is where your trigger is, he says. This is where the trigger was. There we go. For buying, selling, loading or unloading of your cows. Let's get a couple. When we go through, let's close that behind me. Your slurry point is just here, so that's where your slurry will fill up. If we come out to the field, they're probably... This is all grass field. This is all part of the pasture. So if you want to make... There we go. There's one going off just now. There's one over the other side as well. So the pasture goes right out. So for making hay or silage bales, you'd already start off with a load of grass area, which is very handy indeed. The cows holds 350. So if you like doing cows, not a bad size pen. Actually, probably not a bad... point to actually have a look at what we start with. Since we're in the yard. Oh, the trigger. So I meant to say the feed triggers and hay and straw, straws are inside here. Actually, I'm not sure whether the hay one's around the side. It would be a bit odd if it is. When I came across here, there's, you know, sometimes they put stuff on the floor to give you that kind of clue that, oh, this is where it needs to be unloaded. But there doesn't seem to be a trigger or anything, and there doesn't seem to be any other reason for this side bit. The map is seasoned. I was just going to say, if it was seasons, you'd want a cover over there if you're going to put bales here. The map is seasons ready. The map is also manure system ready if you're playing on PC. Right, so Apologies if I keep saying it's just the way my mind works. It's one of those things I've always done. Equipment. That's the one we want. Garage. We start off with the drop nose Massey 5610, a Favorite 511, a K7210 Pro, the TX32 New Holland Harvester, a pickup, TKD 302 trailer, header for the harvester, corn header for the harvester. We've got a plough, cultivator, seeder, planter, fertilizer spreader. We've got a mower, tedder, windrower, baler, bale trailer, feed mixer, bale shredder, water trailer, leveler for the bunker silos, header trailer. So let's say there will be things that you would probably need to get if you were going to run the farm, but there's enough stuff there to get you going and do pretty much everything for a while. I know people would want to swap things out and stuff, but there's a fair bit of equipment there. That's just kind of the point I'm making, really. Nice yard, nice feel to it. Going to grab the pickup and we're going to head off. We're going to head out towards the pig farm first, and then we'll do a route around, have a look at the scenery, the layout of the map, where the sell points and triggers and things are. Well, I say triggers. It's not always as straightforward and easy with the livestock like pens and things, but to our left there, that's where our cow pasture is, and we also own this little section here, which also has the road bridge, so the cows can come right the way out into this section here. The topography of the map is lovely. It's got a nice sort of sweep to it, with very kind of distinct areas. The top part of the map is much more open farmland, and as you move down towards the railway, that's where most of the sell points are, which I suppose, you know, when you think about it realistically, not everywhere, but in the real world, a lot of places build up around the railway, especially for transportation of goods and products. It makes sense for sell points and factories and things to be along railway lines, obviously in this day and age, with more use of lorries and that kind of thing. But back in the day, go back even further, especially in the UK, it was all done by canal. Horses towing barges along the canals, way back. Anyway, that being said, this is the other farm area. There is a farmhouse, but obviously there's no sleep trigger, and you can't add a second one in. There's not actually a workshop trigger here. Did I point out the workshop trigger at the other one? I meant to. If I didn't, I apologise. Right by where the trailer was parked up, there's a workshop trigger at the other one. So your pig pen is just here. It will hold 80 pigs. Water trough just there. Buy, sell, load or unload is just here. Bedding is there and feed is there. Manure point is there, and your slurry, as you see, slurry lagoon is just over there. I'm not quite sure how much 80 pigs will produce, but there's a fair bit there. Now there's not, at the top part of the map, there's not really a circuit, like a loop round for road, so we're going to have to head back. I mean, we can go out along one of these little sort of tracks and lanes that runs across the map, but it brings us back down to this road again. You can see one of the forested areas just ahead of us. Apologies, my throat's a bit croaky again today. Colour palette's nice, texturing's great. It's a very clean, crisp, tidy map. So we're heading east. And we're coming up on the workshop. So, New Holland's workshop, sorry, store. So we've got a New Holland store. A trigger around the side for repair, customise, buy and sell. The buy point is just here. You can go inside, a few parts and bits and bobs on the shelves. Oh, that's what I meant to show you. We'll have to whiz back to the farm in a minute. Oh, I panicked then, the game froze. Ooh, that was a scary moment. I thought I was going to lose everything. Yeah, the reset point is here, so if you do get anything stuck or rolled over or in a river or something like that, you reset anything, it comes back to here at the store. Just bear with me 1 second. I'm back over at the main farm where we started. I meant to show you this and I completely forgot as we came past. As you come in here where the milk trigger is, into this office, look, there's a map on the wall with all the sell points marked with a little key down the side as well. Pretty good, isn't it? I like that. Nice little feature. I was just about to say about the reset point, and I say, oh, the map, and it just made me remember. Sorry, I just thought I'd point it out. Otherwise, I'll get around the map and I'll forget to do it. Right, back to our regularly scheduled programming. Okay, into the pickup. Let's carry on. So the first of the sell points we're going to come across is just here. There are another thing I want to point out. There are a lot of people on this map in the various different built-up areas. A lot of people wandering around. This is the FS, I want to say FS grains, FS cereals. This is the FS cereals sell point. If we scroll across at the top, you'll see there's a few sell points. The main ones that sell all your crop types, you can sell all your crop types, is Agri LB, FS cereals, and the grain station. We do have a barn sell point. We've got a French fries factory which takes potatoes. We've got a Ledley, which does your milk and eggs. We've got Sawmill, which does wood chips and lumber. Spinnery that does your cotton and wool. Sugar factory that takes sugar beets and sugar cane. So there are a few different ones around, and this is the FS cereals. The scales, I think at all of the sell points all work. So you can do your load as you come in and load as you come out. Work out the difference, work out what you're going to be paid. Or you just get paid. Whichever way you want to do it. What we're going to do now is head north. This will take us up to that other farm area at the top of the map that I said. How much was it? 40-something thousand. It wasn't too expensive. So we sweep up the hill up to the kind of northeast. Yeah, fairly northeast. A bit more lumber up the side there. This has got a very old stream farm, I think, feel. Nice big yard, plenty of space. There is a workshop trigger up here at this one. That's just a pity about the farmhouse, not being able to move your farmhouse trigger. So the other silo is up here. Open it up and you have access to it. The actual, where's the collection trigger? Oh, there you go, around the side there. There's your collection spout. Then the building here, we've got kind of loose storage, if you want loose storage in here. I think these are dryers, aren't they? Like, it allows the air to circulate through the crops with a OSB plyboard divider between the two. Like so. So yeah, plenty of space. I suppose it'd be more if you were going to do multiplayer. The separate farms would come in very handy, I guess, which would allow you to do that. Heading back down the hill, we're then going to head east a little bit further, and then we'll head south down towards where all the sell points are, the railway, and the bottom section of the map. Like I said, that's where most of the sell points are, down the bottom. Biogas plant, when you own it, pays out quite well. I think it's 360 for 1,000 litres of silage. Some maps it's way more, some it's a little bit less. 360 is about average. This is what I mean about being picturesque. You've got a water mill, the old stone bridges. It's a, yeah, lovely map. So, we're on the eastern side now. we are heading south. The river's running off to our side. We're coming up on the railway. Got a few level crossings. One thing that makes me think the trains don't come along, there's no barriers or anything like that. Like I said, I could be wrong, you know. Biogas plant is just to our side. We'll swing round and we'll get to the entrance in just a second. Not quite sure why the guy in front of me was indicating, signalling. So we go, 2 bunker silos here, a large one and a smaller one. Our digester cell point is just there. And the digestate tank, your byproduct, is just over here. Back out onto the main road. We are now heading on the southern part of the map and we're heading west. Well, south at the moment, but we are going to be heading west. Now, some really, like I say, a lot of the sell points down the bottom here. We've got the livestock market is also down the bottom here. That to my right is the sugar factory. It's a big, imposing building. I like the fact as well on here, the sell points are all different. It's not that, again, I say quite a lot on map tours, it's not that just plonk down, you know, this is a generic sell point wallop, you know, the buildings all look very similar. So as we turn up here, on our left, that's the first one we'll come to. This is also the abattoir, so that's on the side there, abattoir de CHAZETS, production biologique et labellisée. I looked that up online and that was organic and labelled products. I don't know if that's a very good translation. I think it means just like organic, like verified. It's, I think, could be wrong. I don't speak French fluently at all. So livestock market is just here if you want to come and collect your animals yourself. Across the road is the sugar factory. Massive, massive building. The actual sell point is right the way around the back. Around here, I've come around the wrong way. Oh no, stop first. But anyway, this is your sell point. And then we'll head back out again. Got a few more to go and have a look at. We have currently, I haven't been back on the map for a little while, have I? So we went from the farm, out here to the store, FS cereals, up to the other farm at the top, came out across the bridge by the watermill, headed south across the railway, biogas plant, we've come across livestock market and sugar factory. So we're now going to head up over the main bridge here, do all these sell points here. I'm going to whiz back down, we'll come across here, and we'll go out to Agri LB and the lime station, then we'll head back up towards the main farm. Like I say, it's not a huge map, but there's a lot on it. It's, you know, there's a lot of detail and a lot of stuff going on. And as you can see already by coming down to the more southern section, sort of bottom third of the map, it is the more industrialised kind of part of the map. There are still fields dotted around between it all, but it definitely has a more kind of industrial feel. Just thinking of I can cut across a shortcut maybe when we come back the other way. We'll see. Much bigger bridge going across the river this way. Again, very pretty, very picturesque. Bit of a market garden sort of vibe as well. As I said, loads of people. We've got the garden shop on the left hand side. That is the barn sell point. Just over the back here. So that's for selling of your bales. Just there. We've got Ledley on the right. The sell point's just tucked up around the back there. I keep an eye out, I keep looking for a train, thinking something might come along, I don't want to miss it. And then just past Ledley on the left, we have got the French fries factory, which takes potatoes. And the sell point for that is round back. Yes, round the back. Just there. So they're all, a lot of the sell points are kind of right on top of each other at this part of the map. We are in the cluster. Right. Swing back out. Oops, sorry, left, then a right straight away. Got some nice little, got the boulangerie, patisserie, charcuterie, the boucherie. We got lots of little shops, little park, football pitch on the right hand side. Now what I do find surprising is the amount of detail, the level of detail. Even like you look at the strips on the pitch, the different colours, and the size of the sugar factory and all that kind of thing. This building here, that there, that's the spinnery. I thought, there's not very much going on there at all. There's not a lot of detail. I was quite surprised. I looked at the kind of map and I'm thinking, oh, that's it's marked. That's the spinnery. That's the spinnery sell point. Very unimposing building. So directly ahead of us, we've got the sawmill. We got a lumber sell point and a wood chip sell point right through at the end here. This amazing bridge. I do like this. Has a very Pegasus bridge feel to it. I know there are bridges like this all over the world, but it's just the first thing I thought of as I drove down the map and saw it. I thought, wow, it looks like Pegasus Bridge. Anyway, back in the pickup, back out onto the main road. We're going to head north across the railway tracks to the next of the sell points. Mine's gone blank as to what it is, but I'll have another check when we get there. Swing straight out. I say there's loads of people about. Oh, it's a grain station, that was it. So, just over the railway tracks, grain station, sell point's just there. The weighing scales situation is just here. That's the probe for checking test weights and those kind of things. You see it every now and again. So, whoops, where are we? So, grain station is one of the main sell points. As I said before, we get Agri LB, FS cereal, and grain station. We've done FS cereals. We're at grain station. We're going to head out to Agri LB, and that's the last of the sell points when we get to Agri LB. We've managed to whiz round them all fairly quickly because of how close together they all are at the bottom of the map. But yeah, it's really nice. The level of detail is great. It's got a very nice French feel. I've been to France a few times, not too many times. I say what's too many times? You know what I mean? Not a lot of times, but I have been. And it has a very French feel to it. It's just a nice map, you know. Done a cracking job. Wonder. Close your eyes for a second. Thank you. Right, we are heading east again. Just crossing the bridge again, another watermill. Big old waterfall there. Heading up a steep bit. Well, I suppose over there is more like an escarpment, I guess, but as we come up, we're heading to Agri LB. There's also a lime station here, and this is the last of the sell points. Again, a very different feel. There you go. Sell point just there. Line point just there. Actually, is the line point? I thought that was the line point, but maybe it's down here. Oh yeah, it could be there. There it is. There's the line point. Sorry, my mistake. There's your line point. Awesome. And that is the map. I mean, in essence, that's the map, that's the topography, that's, you know, the sell points, the various different animals. Ah, that was silly. Oops. I like this side, there's not a level crossing, you actually go under the railway. Still haven't seen a train. Oh, it's not the be all end all, whether there's a train or not, but... What I have also noticed, or weirdly what I haven't noticed, is the map edge. The map edge isn't glaringly obvious. I suppose if you do the fields that are right out by the map edge, but as you're driving round, I think because of the terrain, and you've got the escarpment, you've got trees and stuff up around the edges, there's not an obvious edge, you know? Sometimes you can see it in the distance, you think, oh, okay, you know. But it hasn't, I haven't got that feel to it. So this is the road bridge that goes over the other bit of the ground we own, and the cows, you can see, look, there's a cow right over in there. They are free range cows, they can roam wherever they want to across those fields. And that brings us back to the farm where we started. I'm just looking down my list in front of me. I hope I've got everything in. Pretty sure I did. Yeah. I hope you found this useful and informative in some way, shape or form. If you have, give us a like. If you don't subscribe yet, please do. If you want to leave a comment, feel free. And if you want to share this video, then please be my guest. Whatever you should choose to do. Thanks for watching.